All right, let's see what we got as far as setups going into tomorrow, Thursday, June 5th here. If we can get a little pop from the market, these stocks could probably participate. So let's go ahead and get into this, okay? First one here, we're looking at the daily, and this is the ticker symbol DAN. This is an auto parts company, and you can see it's pulling back to the 20. So it's having its first touch of the 20 back here. It's above on the rising 20, and the 200's also slowly curving upward as well. So if you look at this end here and look from this end here, it's slowly up sloping, so that is good. Looking at the 50 also, the 50 is slowly upturning as well, and it's higher than at the far left, so that is great. So this is all lining up. Let's take a quick look at the 5-day moving average here too, and it's hitting its head right on the 5-day moving average. So to me, everything's lining up, and the candles are getting smaller, and so maybe it could be potentially ready for a pop, because the RSI 2 down here, you could see we're in the red zone, meaning that it is being oversold. So now it's probably going to get ready for a reversal. Same thing with the RSI 5. It's under the 50 mark here, which is normally where it needs to qualify to be a candidate. It has to hit under 50, and it's currently reading, let's if I can get that out of the way, 48. So that this qualifies. So we got 48, we got the red dots, and we got all these trend lines and lined up. So we're ready to rock and roll. And just some other things too, you could check as you put a VWAP. You could see if we can get for sure over the VWAP here, then it becomes a higher probability on that. And then also, if you draw a trend line here, you could see downward trend line, and from the bottom here, can't see where it's at, so let's move this out of the way and line this up here from the bottom here and line this up right there. So you could see it could even trade a little bit more tighter here before we got the breakout. So a lot of things going good for it, and we do have a gap here which got gap filled. Okay, so let me just take these lines out. Okay, so what we're going to do is the entry is if it could close above the 1664 area, and we always got to think of the stop loss. So we got the stop loss right here at 1627 on here. So if it's wrong, we're out real quick. Now as a price target, potentially, this is where I use the ATRs, and I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's a very reasonable zone, and turn the ATRs so it's easy to read. And so now all I got to do is just put this in here, line it up, see what we got, the risk reward. So we're basically risking 2.5% to make 10%, which is a risk to reward ratio of 4, which is good. This is an excellent. So that's one of them here. Let's look at the other one. I actually got 3 of them that I want to share. Here's another one here. Now this one closed below the 20, so it's showing a little bit more weakness. However, it's oversold, and on the RSI 5 also it's further down. So if it does get a bounce, the further down this is down here, the more of the upside. So let me just zoom in here, as you can see. We got the top of the wick right here, so that's going to be the entry if we can stay above this area. And let's put our stop loss, which will be 1 candle right there. And let's put on our price targets, which is going to be right here, the 3rd ATR. Very easy. Oops. Let's Try it again here. All right, now stay there. Okay, so now we hide that, and just let's put on our targets. See what we got. Here you go. We are risking 3% to make 8%, which is a risk to reward ratio of 2.6, which is also good. You want to stay 2 or higher to make it worthwhile. So here we go. We got this one here. And then the last one is IONQ. And we're going to do the same thing. You can see it's under the 50 mark on the RSI 5. And the RSI 2 is in the red dot zone. So it's pulling back. And we kind of have a little bit of a downward movement wedge here. So if we can get closed above the 5 right here, that'll be great. So let's do our analysis here. Let's put our stop loss right here at the bottom of this one. Turn on our ATRs. Put it on the ATR 3. And then we get our measured move. And line it up. Approximately right there. So we're risking, this one's a little bit more, 5% to make 25%, which is a 4.7 risk to reward ratio on this case here. It's going to have a little bit of difficulty here. This one might take a little longer to get up there because we get this strong downward candle here, plus we got the gap right in this area. Now the important thing here is if triggered in and I'm in the trade, what I'm going to do is use the 9 EMA. Let me change that to the 9. And as long as it stays above the 9 EMA, I will stay in the trade. If it closes below it near the end of the day, then I will get out. So that's kind of the trailing stop I'm going to be using here, the yellow line, the 9 EMA. All right, so we got the 3 setups, and we'll go from there. All right, take care.